Andrew Tate has created an immense business empire for himself. It is a noble endeavor to commit one's life to the things that young guys all over the world covet. In this case, showy and pricey automobiles. This is an admirable choice. He has perfected the technique of social media marketing in this day and age, which is evidenced by the fact that his image is frequently included on the accounts of wealthy women. To be in the situation that these guys are in did not come about by accident. Rather, it was the result of a lot of toiling away, resoluteness, and coming to terms with oneself. Creating an identity for oneself that capitalizes on one's abilities and history is the first step toward reaching one's full potential as an individual. Andrew Tate has been successful in life because he has worked hard to develop his one-of-a-kind personality. This is the trait that has allowed him to accomplish all that he has set out to do. You've probably heard of the terms alpha men and beta males before, which are used to define the two basic categories of male personality. Who among you would be interested in hearing an alternative suggestion? What exactly does it mean when someone refers to an email as a sigma email? As a side note, the male sigma is the social outlier. He is the type of person who doesn't give a hoot about what other people think and instead operates in accordance with his own notion of what he considers to be significant. It is a poor use of one's time and energy to focus on making the happiness of others at the expense of one's own joy. If you want to be successful, you will need to change the way you do things. Could you perhaps comment on the rationale for your classification of the overwhelming majority of people as average? Simply because they follow the rest of the herd in the same path without even thinking about it. They never come up with their own ideas and constantly do what everyone else does. They have no creativity. A Sigma guy will find it absurd that so few people are wealthy when so many people are on the verge of poverty. People who are like this make their own opportunities, have a powerful drive to be successful, and a rich imagination about how to make the world a better place. The internal motivation that motivates a person to finish a task. Because men are so goal-oriented and eager to achieve their goals, they have a poor tolerance for interruptions and a restricted ability to focus on numerous things at once. This makes it difficult for men to multitask. They are preoccupied with the world outside of themselves to the extent that they are unable to see or care about problems within themselves, disregarded as being unimportant to their accomplishments. And in a recent podcast, Andrew Tate said, "I have so much potential. When I put my mind to something with anything that I want to achieve, she can't be sleeping with new women all the time because it takes away the same potential energy that I need to buy myself, mansions and supercars, and you know so much about that." I'm at a loss for what else could be used to provide a better illustration of the mindset of the Sigma guy. Sigma males are driven individuals who don't have much time for nonsense because of their busy schedules. According to this notion, the pursuit of women by males serves as fuel for their ongoing search for happiness. The members of Sigma males think that the primary focus of a man's life should be on helping other people rather than pursuing hedonic satisfaction. Recognize the worth that comes with being the guy and welcome your masculinity with open arms. Those on the Sigma email list who have had Andrew Tate's first thing removed may be certain that they will get this in a timely manner, and it will be of a high quality. They can have peace of mind in this regard. Is there anything else for him to accomplish at this point? It's possible that you're interested. In any case, it's likely that you are right now. The Tate brothers have a secondary goal of helping the people in their community, but they do not currently possess the resources necessary to accomplish this on their own. It is wonderful that they provide assistance to those who are in need. However, how might they have a greater impact on the community that surrounds them? Influence. Andrew and his brother have achieved prominence as a result of their influence. They have provided for the material needs of themselves and their families. All that is left for them to do is to exert influence, which is essentially power. Not power that will serve to control, but power that will serve to aid. And here's the best part. Despite all of his travels throughout the world, Andrew Tate maintains his status as a true gentleman and Sigma type of gentleman. He has not only exceeded the expectations of maturity, but also developed a big following, and kept preaching to males. He has also continued to preach to males. People are inspired to stop being passive observers as a result of his direct mentoring, and in turn, these individuals spread the news of Sigma. Where exactly does males stand at this very moment? In light of the fact that they had an unbreakable link before our move, could it be that Brother Andrew also lives in an area that is closely associated with Sigma masculine tendencies? In addition, it is important to point out that although Andrew and his brother, who is not as well known as Andrew, are both straightforward, the former has the advantage because he is more well known. Do you really think that Andrew has advised Andrew to tone it down in the media, since Andrew is more famous and vocal? Do you truly believe that? Due to the fact that they made themselves known during the course of this journey, Andrew saw that this wasn't the case, so he presented himself using a strategy that's been successful in the past. Although it is common knowledge that Sigma males prefer to keep a low profile, these men may take a cue from their limelight-seeking brother and learn to make stunning assertions on podcasts and news programs in order to get attention for themselves. Despite this, he displays significantly less enthusiasm than is typical of him. The fact that Andrew Tate is more likely to assert himself and say what's on his mind gives him more alpha male characteristics than Sigma male characteristics. However, this demonstrates that it is possible for alpha and Sigma males to work together in a harmonious manner and accomplish great things. This is something that is brought up multiple times during the course of the film as a success that we have achieved. Andrew is a former professional kickboxer, and he just recently won the European Championship. His brother was also a kickboxer, and Andrew followed in their footsteps. Choosing to compete at a professional level in kickboxing is an unusual career choice. This is the road of the nonconformist, which in concept is alluring but in practice is taken by only a small percentage of the whole population, with the obvious exception of the brothers. Indicative of the total number of walkers or trailblazers, Sigma is the quintessential male figure who wants nothing more than to mold you into a rule-following conformist and submerge you in a sea of boring normalcy. Society has a strong desire to do this. The Sigma guy is true to who he is. He does not conform to his surroundings, but rather yearns for something beyond what he now possesses. One of the common misconceptions about Sigma men is that they are reserved and unfriendly. It is quite challenging to put a stop to a pack of wolves. The Tate brothers may have thought that winning the world championship in kickboxing was the pinnacle of their careers at the time, but they rapidly came to the realization that they had just scratched the surface of their potential when it came to achieving financial success. Did they realize that this was only the beginning of what was to come? All of Sigma adhere to the same set of principles and work toward the same objectives. We are all descended from the same parents, and as a result of our shared genetic background, we all possess the same inherent value. Being driven to achieve one's goals is not a trait that is inherited. Rather, it is more analogous to having an exquisite palate for wine. Know of the source of Andrew Tate's inspiration. It clearly served him well since he never gave up on the things he wanted to do. The worldview held by Sigma males holds that in order for a person to be of any use to others, they themselves need to have reached a level of self-sufficiency first. In light of this, Andrew Tate sets a high value on his accomplishments in this area. Even though he is already well known for his kickboxing, he does not show any signs of letting up on his training regimen. The Tate brothers' ultimate purpose is always to achieve something beneficial, despite the fact that their message may at times give the impression that it is confrontational. After that point, he never let up in his pursuit of his objectives and relied heavily on his older brother Andrew for support along the way. They have the appearance of being members of the male-dominated Sigma fraternity, which seems like they could be brothers, have been of assistance to a large number of people of varying ages, and are compassionate individuals who do not support the practice of spreading lies with the intention of causing harm to others.